Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Well, one thing I can honestly say about the Trump administration, they sure don't believe in your privacy. They don't believe in that at all. And I can see that in itself is going to be a big, big problem. So, the latest news is if you're on Medicaid, Donald Trump is going to share all of your personal information with ICE. Your name, your address, your social security number, all of it's going to be shared with ICE. So there is no privacy. I think people are going to have to come to the realization when it comes down to Donald Trump, he says one thing and does another, and he doesn't care about your personal information getting out there into the hands of ICE. So, but that's what's happening. And this is something that was published today. So, this will now give ICE the opportunity to just show up at your door. That's what this whole thing will do. ICE can now show up at your door because they now have everything about you. So I'm going to share my screen so you can listen to these videos on the subject matter. A lot of people are jumping on this one. Okay. Okay, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Okay.
Trump administration hands over nation's Medicaid enrollee data, including addresses to ICE. Now, this wasn't 2 minutes ago. It happened a little bit earlier today, but my video got taken down again. I keep having problems with that. But yeah, they're going to have access. ICE is getting access to all enrollees of Medicaid, their personal information, which is just insane. This is the first time this has ever happened. They're trying to help them, speed up their deportation process and find more people to kick out. And so you can see here, immigration ICE officials will be given access to personal data of the nation's 79 million Medicaid enrollees, including home addresses and ethnicities. Yeah, they're going to have the home address and the ethnicity, plus a bunch of other personal information of all 79 million Medicaid enrollees. Okay. And they're going to have this information to track down these immigrants who may not be living legally in the United States, according to an agreement obtained by the Associated Press. The information will give ICE officials the ability to find the location of aliens, which is insane. Of course, they got to use that language, across the country, says the agreement signed Monday between the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the Department of Homeland Security. So yeah, they're working with other departments to gain personal information about all of us, really. But it's all 79 million. The nation's entire enrollee list is going to be given to them. This is insane, guys. And it's their address, it's their ethnicity, it's all this personal information. This on top of the fact that they're getting a huge budget increase, right? The ICE is getting a huge budget increase, and they're going to have more agents. I think 10,000 something more agents are going to be hired into ICE. This is the whole thing I'm talking about with the secret police, on top of the fact that this is just, it's an extreme invasion of privacy. It's an extreme, it's going to make people distrust these services like Medicaid, like the IRS, how they already worked with ICE to give people's personal data, right? People, this is going to hurt the government. It's going to hurt the U.S. government. It's going to hurt the trustworthiness. I mean, they shouldn't have any at this point anyways, but, it's just showing that they don't care, right? When they want something done, they will abuse their powers to do what they have to get these things done. So yeah, this is insane. This just happened earlier today. Yeah, please spread the word on this, because it just seems like we're going down a deeper, scarier path with ICE that they're going to turn into some secret state police. So that's it. Have a good one.
Donald Trump is literally turning the United States into a surveillance state. They're building a massive system that's going to give ICE access to millions of Americans' IRS data. This includes your tax records and addresses. This computer program will give ICE on-demand access to taxpayers' data so they can hunt down and deport people that they want to deport. What's crazy is that internal emails are showing the agency's own general counsel is warning that ICE's request to access 7.3 million records is illegal. The guy who warned about this was then fired 2 days later. Their goal is to launch this system by the end of July and deport 3,000 people a day. I can't help but wonder how many of these people are going to be innocent American citizens or immigrants that are here legally. Think about what they're doing here. They're literally weaponizing the IRS, an agency that holds some of your most sensitive information. And it's being handed over to ICE for mass deportations. No warrants, no court oversight, just raw access to your home address via tax records. And if they're doing this to 7 million Americans today, what's stopping them from expanding it to political opponents? What we are witnessing is surveillance and authoritarianism in the United States.
Let me give y'all an update on what's going on with ICE. Now you got the IRS stepping in, and now they building a massive database to be able to give the information of all 7.3 million taxpayers that they calling illegal immigrants, so these ICE officers can be able to come to your house with a no-knock warrant and try to deport you and your children. Nothing but respect and love for the acting general counsel of the IRS, Andrew DeMello, who actually resigned because he refused to give that data to these evil devils because, hey, what they doing is very unconstitutional, man. These are taxpayers. These are not criminals. Y'all need to know that when America started feeling like Germany in 1942, we know we are in grave danger, y'all. Injustice to one is a threat to all. I tell y'all, if we sit back and watch the Hispanic community get destroyed like this, we don't have a chance out here. The only way to beat these devils is with unity, man. The brown, the black, we have to stick together, especially at times like this, man. I'm telling you, when I say that devil is in full flesh and he's showing his true colors, we got to show ours too. We are still POWs, prisoners of war for the ones who do not know. And I am a warrior.
Here we go again in my goofy state. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, California, is suing the Trump administration over Medicaid data share with ICE. Can't make this shit up. But anyway, this is Keith, the law enforcement OG, and here you go. On July 1st, 2025, California Attorney General Rob Bonita files a lawsuit against the Trump administration, accusing it of illegally sharing Medicaid recipients' private health data with ICE. The lawsuit, backed by 20 states, claimed the administration violated federal privacy laws by transferring names, social security numbers, and immigration status without the consent. Officials say this undermines public trust and deters vulnerable communities, and in my community, but anyway, from seeking care. The suit seeks to block further data sharing with ICE, to destroy improperly obtained records. So anyway, this is Keith, the law enforcement OG. Tell me how you feel, what you think, and hey, give me a follow and share, leave a comment. Let's chop it up. Thanks. Have a good night.
Do you remember when the Democrats lied to us, stating that there were no illegals on the Medicaid system? Well, just in, ICE has now been granted access to that Medicaid data system to track these illegals down and deport them. I cannot wait until the numbers come in. The state of California alone, if you go and look into their Medicaid system, I promise you, we will deport not only thousands, but maybe millions. Hopefully, it includes the administrators who have circumvented the procedure to make money and take advantage of our tax system. I'm telling you, the state of California, any blue state, there will be mass deportation because of this system alone. Watch, when the numbers comes in, it will be mind-blowing, the amount of illegals that are in our welfare system that was meant for the American citizens.
Just in, the Trump administration has agreed to give over all personal information from Medicaid recipients over to ICE. 79 million Medicaid enrollees will have their home addresses and ethnicities handed over to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. According to Homeland Security, this information will give ICE officials the ability to find, quote unquote, the location of aliens.
The White House provided the personal information of immigrants who enrolled in Medicaid to the Department of Homeland Security. That is according to the internal memo and the emails obtained by the Associated Press. Medicaid officials tried to stop it but could not. That data includes information of people living here in Washington, California, Illinois, Washington, D.C. Those states all allow non-U.S. citizens to enroll in Medicaid programs. The Health and Human Services spokesperson refused to answer what that information will be used for.
Y'all, you know what this makes me feel like? I don't trust Donald Trump. I don't trust his administration because things that should be personal are going to be revealed. And if you think he's going to just stop with Medicaid, you got another thing coming. He's going to be showing records with IRS is already doing it. They're already doing this. And now you got Medicaid and don't be surprised if there's more agencies that will be revealing personal information to ICE. So as far as them saying it's something is against the law or unlawful, Donald Trump don't care about no damn law. This man runs this place like the Wild Wild West. He don't care about no law. He don't care what laws are on the books. He don't care about your due process. He don't care about none of them things. So, when you think you're filling out something for the government, just understand at any time, this administration can reveal that information to whoever they want to reveal it to. So nothing is no longer personal. Nothing is personal. Nothing. Nothing. Because that system is going to show everything, not only your address, your social security number, and even things about your medical record. So there is no privacy under this administration. You can just wave goodbye to all of that. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing unfolds. But yeah, they're right. There's going to be American citizens getting caught up in this stuff. So all I can say is keep your ID on you to make sure it's easy for you to identify yourself. They should be able to go in the system and find you, your parents, your grandparents, even if they have to do that. But the bottom line is there is no more privacy. If he's able to do this and you notice they're not getting any consent. They're not even worried about getting your consent on whether this can be revealed to somebody or not. It's just going to be done and that's it. Nobody cares. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, they don't care. They don't care. And there's a lot more coming out about Donald Trump and the Epstein, that whole situation. And right now he is blaming Epstein on Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Biden. He says it's their fault. Go figure. Donald Trump. Donald Trump represents Edom to the T. Nothing is ever his fault. Nothing. Nothing is ever his fault. Yep. As long as you got your ID, you should be okay. And plus, they're not looking for us anyway. They're not looking for us. And 9 times out of 10, when we open our mouth, you ain't gonna hear no Latino accent. You're not gonna, but I do kind of feel for some of the people around me that do have accents. So far we haven't seen ICE around here. But That doesn't mean that could change. Absolutely, it could. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Tempest 78. Privacy is a thing of the past. There is no more privacy under Donald Trump. Mhm. Yeah, well, they said this is all going into effect at the very end of July. So it's really not that far off. Maybe what, another 2 weeks? And then everybody's info that's part of Medicaid, it will be revealed to ICE. So now they can go down a list and just show up at people's doors. Mhm. Yeah. So, y'all, I am not going to keep you long. I got to make one more run out to the UPS store before they close. And I will be putting some more items on sale next week. It's just been kind of crazy, a little crazy in my personal life. I'm just trying to get things together. So, y'all have a wonderful day and be on the lookout for my videos and my upcoming live streams. Shalom, family.